Vamos ver que hoje, sexta-feira, teremos aí, aliás, já tivemos retail sales, vendas a varejo no Reino Unido, menos 0,3, anteriormente 0,1, forecast foi de 0,2, tivemos aí uma surpresa, na verdade, né? Foi menos 0,3. Isso aí também, eu lembro que ontem tivemos aquela notícia sobre o PIB, também, que também foi desfavorável, a notícia do PIB do Reino Unido. Então isso aqui também outra coisa para acumular de notícias desfavoráveis para a libra esterlina. Tivemos agora building permits, contratos, né, são contratos, permissões para construções de novas propriedades, construções, aliás. E aí tivemos aqui licenças de construção nos Estados Unidos. A licença de construção nos Estados Unidos diminuiu 0,7% para uma taxa analisada ajustada sazonalmente de 1,483 milhão. Vamos dar uma olhada aqui no gráfico. Vocês podem ver que estava aqui por um tempo, né? De maio. Engraçado a tradução colocou poderia, mas é maio, né? Então de maio, junho, julho, agosto, setembro. Então vocês podem ver que desde maio até outubro ficou aqui em baixa. Depois teve um grande aumento em novembro e dezembro um pouco mais baixo, mas também, né, muito mais alto do que esse período aqui de 6 meses anteriormente, tá? Então aqui até que está alto, porém um pouco mais baixo do que em novembro. Que mais? Houses assim, stars such as... Peraí, vamos ver aqui. Como que ele colocou isso em português? Vamos ver. Início da construção de moradia. Tá. Housing starts. Estrelas de habitação nos Estados Unidos aumentaram 17. Tá, vamos ver aqui. Caramba, isso aqui. Uma boa, né? Mesmo gráfico. Vamos dar uma olhada aqui. 1,499 milhões. Anteriormente 1,294. Forecast foi de 1,3. Nossa, superou bastante, né? Bastante mesmo. Não se esqueçam que teremos a inauguração do Donald Trump na segunda-feira, dia 20, né? Teremos aí o início do governo do Donald Trump. Então, Inauguration Day. Isso pode afetar os mercados, acredito eu. Então, ficaremos de olho nisso. Tuesday, terça-feira, teremos desemprego no Reino Unido, né? Melhor dar uma olhada, fiquem atentos. Zero Economic Sentiment Index na Alemanha. Inflação no Canadá. Quarta-feira teremos balança comercial do Japão. Dia 23, inflação no Japão. Dia 24, nós teremos 3 grandes, né, Red News no Japão. BOJ Interest Rate Decision no dia 24. Depois teremos aí o PMI na Alemanha. Isso aqui eu falei que antigamente não afetava, agora está afetando. Então a gente vai dar uma olhada nisso, tá? Tá, HCOB Manufacturing PMI está de fato afetando. Que mais? PMI no Reino Unido, Existing Home Sales nos Estados Unidos e depois IFO Business Climate. Tá, então é isso aí. Vamos dar uma olhada aqui também. US Housing Starts, Permits Beat Expectations. Então, parece que está indo bem, né? A gente acabou de falar aí, início de construção, tá, superou, né? Aquele House Starts, início de construção nas moradias dos Estados Unidos superou aí o forecast. Vendas a varejo no Reino Unido registram queda surpreendente em dezembro, que a gente acabou de falar. Investimento estrangeiro no Canadá aumenta pelo 9º mês. Legal. Futuros dos Estados Unidos sobem. Crescimento do PIB da China em 2024 atinge meta oficial. Já tinha visto sobre isso. Cobre atinge máxima de 2 meses. Ações do Reino Unido são negociadas em alta recorde. Legal. Então é isso aí. Vamos dar uma olhada para ver se tem alguma pergunta. Bom dia, Japa, Samurai, mercado de forex. Fala, Japa, Bitcoin voando. Bora, Japa. Vamos dar uma olhada. Antes de dar uma olhada no Bitcoin, eu gostaria de falar para vocês sobre a nossa posição. A gente está nessa posição de venda no AUD JPY. Vamos ver como é que tá. E logo depois disso a gente dá uma olhada no Bitcoin. Então, estamos posicionados em venda no AUD JPY. Vocês podem ver que agora a situação está... ainda faltam aí 20 pips, cerca de 20 pips para a gente atingir aí o nosso primeiro target. Então é isso aí. Ainda acredito que isso possa acontecer, né? Que ele possa pegar e fazer até um novo bottom, new bottom, um novo fundo aqui. Então eu acho que ele consegue aqui pegar. Ainda falta um pouco para pegar aqui 9584 e pouco, né? Mas acredito que ele consiga sim fazer uma nova baixa. Esse aqui sobre o JPY, vamos dar uma olhada no Bitcoin. Agora em Bitcoin, BTC USD está agora em 102,536. Realmente, eu acho que pode pegar. Tá. Acredito que isso aqui é o mercado se movendo em antecipação, tá? A inauguração do Trump. Então, eu acho que até pode, mesmo porque Bitcoin durante o final de semana também é negociado. Então, eu acredito que possa, tá? No final de semana, ele possa fazer isso aqui. E ele possa tentar pegar aqui, pelo menos aqui em torno de 106, né? Pode ser que ele chegue aqui, né? Pode ser que ele chegue aqui. Pode ser, mas eu acho que pelo menos consegue pegar aqui em volta de 106 por causa dessa notícia, tá? Por causa da inauguração de Donald Trump. Então eu acho que o mercado pode sim pegar aqui, mas eu acredito que após isso ele, né? Não sei também, porque aí que tá, o Donald Trump é a favor de cripto, então pode ser que ele quebre, mas eu ainda, enquanto ele não fizer isso, eu ainda acho que isso pode acontecer, tá? Ainda acho que pode cair sim em cripto. Vamos ver aí como que vai ser, o mercado vai reagir após essa inauguração de Donald Trump. Não sei o quão restrito, o quão severo, não sei, em termos de leis, né? Não sei o quão severo ele vai ser na parte de regulamentação. Na parte de regulamentação, não sei o quão severo ele vai ser em relação a cripto. Eu sei que cripto será uma das grandes prioridades, né? Vai ser uma das grandes prioridades, mas aí você tem que ver também o que, em termos de regulamentação, em termos de leis, o que isso vai. É claro que vai ter uma série de coisas que ele vai fazer. Então tem que ver aí né, o quão severo isso vai ser, né? Uma coisa é que nem o Japão, né? O Japão foi um dos primeiros a aceitar a cripto, mas também com isso veio um monte de regulamento. Então a gente tem que ver aí o que vai ser a reação do mercado quanto a isso, né? Mas pode ser que eu esteja errado, e pode ser que eu esteja errado, e pode ser que a cripto continue subindo a mais de 108 mil US dólares. E aí eu admitirei meu erro. Até agora ainda não admito. Ainda acho que cripto, Bitcoin, ainda acho que Bitcoin já começou uma bearish trend, já começou uma tendência de baixa, e essa tendência de baixa vai se estender por pelo menos um ano, acredito eu. É claro que, será que eu estou errado? Eu acho que ainda acho que não estou errado. Eu estou muito ansioso para ver o que vai acontecer, estou muito curioso, aliás, para ver o que vai acontecer durante a administração de Donald Trump em relação à regulamentação. Eu quero ver, realmente, tá? Então, que mais? Bom dia, Japa, tudo bem? Tudo bem, Luciano? Tudo bem? Trump tá comprado. Sim, porque eu acho que dá para comprar Bitcoin agora, né? Segurar até a administração. Eu acho que, porque agora temos sexta-feira, sábado, domingo, esses 3 dias, até que dá para entrar comprado, viu? Dá para entrar comprado Bitcoin e segurar até a inauguração. Começando a inauguração já, aí acho que pode até fechar, tá? Antes de começar a inauguração. E é um lucro que é interessante, né? Porque você ficar 3 dias posicionado e fechar com lucro antes de começar, né? Antes de começar a inauguração, porque durante o speech da inauguração muita coisa pode acontecer. Vocês sabem disso, né? Vocês sabem que muitos top hunts podem acontecer. Então eu acho que até a inauguração, o speech da inauguração começar, dá para você ficar posicionado Bitcoin, tá? Então seria agora, ó, ainda tem sexta, sábado, domingo, ainda tem 3 dias para ficar posicionado, tá? Ó, o GPI está indo para o TP1, sim, é isso aí, estamos quase lá. Fala já o que você acha do ouro. Ouro, Victor. Ouro. $2,7, extremamente alto, eu acho que, né, já pegou aqui Não tem muita coisa para falar, Victor. É mais provável que ele faça uma correção, né? Mas como ele já... Aqui, essa é uma área, né? Se ele passar disso aqui, né? Só que parece que até agora não, né? Então, ou seja, ainda não estou... Eu acho também interessante ouro não... Né? Eu acho interessante não vender o ouro, aliás, né? Porque você pode ver que o ouro está segurando bastante aqui. Mesmo, né? Aqui, por exemplo, poderia ter ido buscar o 206, não fez. Aqui também ele quebrou, era mais provável que ele fosse pegar. Também não fez, tá? Como ele quebrou aqui, você já teve esse double top, tá? E aqui ele realmente quebrou o suporte do Dragon. Ele poderia ter pegado o 200 MA, poderia ter descido e pegado o 200 MA, mas não fez também. Ou seja, a minha opinião no ouro, mesmo que eu acho que pode ter uma correção, eu acho melhor não vender. Eu acho mais interessante fazer compra no ouro, tá? Só que agora não, né? Só que agora não, porque ele está extremamente caro, tá? Você pode ver que aqui fez praticamente um triple top aqui, um topo triplo com essa shadow, tá? Então, e aqui parece que está tendo uma correção no diário. Então, seria interessante uma compra, porém não agora. Não agora porque está muito alto, está muito caro, tá? Então, espera fazer uma correção, né? Caso ele faça uma correção até esse nível aqui, aí já tendo algum volume, alguma coisa para depois ele voltar, aí já seria interessante alguma compra no nível mais barato, tá? Mas eu acho que venda é extremamente difícil de fazer, por isso que eu evito vendas no ouro, tá? Você pode ver que várias vezes, quando deu sinal aqui de venda, na verdade, não fez, né? Então, eu acho extremamente arriscado fazer qualquer venda. Seria mais interessante compra, só que espere o preço descer mais. Que mais? Mas essa é a minha opinião sobre o ouro. Sim, US Oil eu acredito que caia. Como eu falei para vocês, não faço vendas no US Oil porque não é interessante, tá? Não é interessante para mim. Mas se eu fosse ter que fazer algo, eu faria uma venda, porque já está em 80, tá? Tá cerca de 80, então se você for ver, se tivesse que vender, eu venderia agora, mas não é interessante, eu acho muito melhor fazer compras, tá? Por isso que eu vou esperar. Pode ver que... E eu tinha dito isso pra vocês faz muito tempo, tá? Faz mais de 6 meses atrás, que eu estipulei pra vocês, eu falei, não estipulei, mas eu falei pra vocês que a range que a gente estava trabalhando no petróleo, tá? Inclusive não é de agora, né? Falei isso pra vocês várias vezes, que a range, tem até um post meu no mural para membros do canal, que essa range é de 66 a 80. Eu tinha falado isso pra vocês vários meses atrás, tá? Então aqui você pode ver que no weekly ele já tá nessa range aqui, tá? E vocês podem ver que se você estender, você vai ver essa formação aqui, né? E parece que agora ele quebrou, né? Então, e ele tá se formando, só que ele tá se formando bem aqui, em cima do Dragon. E não é muito grande, ou seja, ele ainda pode continuar caindo, tá? Ele ainda pode continuar caindo. Mas enfim, pra mim, eu acho que, né, vocês podem ver que claramente aqui no weekly também ele pode cair, como no daily também, né? Vocês podem ver que 80 também é um valor bem alto. Então ele pode sim fazer aqui uma correção, tá? Para depois subir. Ou ele pode continuar caindo, tá? Isso também é provável. Porque muitas vezes tem, né? Muitas vezes ele bate aqui, faz uma acumulação e volta. Ou ele simplesmente cai até aqui e continua caindo. E aí, ou seja, o pessoal chama de falso rompimento, né, da 200 MA, porque ele vai continuar caindo. Então, por isso que eu falo para vocês, no petróleo, pra gente é muito mais interessante fazer compra, né? Por isso que eu tinha marcado aqui em amarelo 66.881. Por volta disso aqui já seria interessante alguma compra no petróleo, tá? Mas é claro, esse cenário aqui pode mudar, viu? Então... Só que não esqueçam que também no petróleo também teve o ceasefire aí. Então, Hamas concordou com Israel de fazer um ceasefire, de fazer realmente cessar fogo. Ou seja, isso pode amenizar o preço do petróleo também, tá? Isso também pode amenizar o preço do petróleo. Por isso que petróleo anda muito também com análise fundamentalista, né? Muito também. Então, não somente análise técnica, fique também atento à análise fundamentalista no petróleo, porque essas coisas, de fato, né, podem afetar o preço do petróleo. Né? Que mais? Não importa a regulamentação, Bitcoin existe apesar do governo. Concordo também. Só que é claro, se pegar, né, fazer uma regulamentação muito mais severa nos Estados Unidos, que é, né, claro que Bitcoin não é somente Estados Unidos, é o mundo inteiro, é claro, né? Mas um dos maiores mercados seria Estados Unidos. Então, bom dia, Japa. Hoje não tem nada interessante para estudar posições. Geralmente sexta não tem, né, Ordem? Vamos ver se mais ao fim da tarde tem alguma coisa interessante pra gente. Washington, e aí, querido? Estou vendo a Euro GBP, você acha que deu sair antes dessa notícia do GBP dia 21? Eu sairia, eu pelo menos uma posição, a outra posição eu moveria para break-even, né? Mas sairia uma posição, tá? A outra eu moveria para break-even, eu acho. Na China é proibido, todo mundo usa. Não, mas não é tão simples assim. Mundo FX, como eu sempre, né? Eu sempre vou na China. Aliás, sempre ia na China. Eu sei que é difícil, viu? Tipo, o pessoal tenta burlar aí, é proibido, o pessoal burla, mas não é tão fácil, tá? Não é tão fácil assim, não. Não é uma coisa que fala, vou comprar Bitcoin, vou aqui na esquina e compro. Não é assim, não, porque como é proibido, tem toda, né? Não é, sabe, não é qualquer um que vai pensar assim, vou comprar Bitcoin, vou aqui na esquina e compro. Não. Na China, como é proibido, sim, tá, o pessoal faz, mas é difícil, viu? É complicado, é meio complicado. Eu sempre estou na China, eu sei o que eu estou falando. Dias atrás tive uma oportunidade de venda, o Itmar 25, foi muito bom. Legal para você. Então é isso, gente. Eu tenho que tive uma chamada agora, eu vou ter que sair. Infelizmente vou ter que sair, mas pode deixar que daqui a algumas horas eu volto, tá? Eu volto daqui a algumas horas. Espero estar com vocês de volta no fechamento da sessão, tá? Então é isso aí, obrigado, até mais. Tchau.
Offer there just for a little bit, just because we should. We'll put 5%, and then honestly, if we get the 200 period, then we'll maybe get out of 25%, and then we can wait to see if Google in the futures want to make us actually some money here. Because right now, I mean, okay, perfect. So that's a perfect example.
Yeah, the wrong way.
No, but we need to. What I was saying is we should trade names that are moving.
Yeah,
instead of just like hoping that something happens.
Like this just broke down and broke low of the days, triple bottom. There's no news. I know Dare is looking into it right now. This could maybe it's just like a sell. I mean, sell the news, like sell the inauguration bump, I guess. But it's worth mentioning this like yesterday at the end of the day, in the last 15 minutes, DJT dropped $3 in the last 15 minutes just yesterday. So it could just be a little bit of spooking on some people are getting spooked up. Then it gapped right back up, but it's been selling from pretty much the same spot. I thought it was a good long out and about above that high. Obviously, we took it in here. It couldn't break the prior high, and then we sort of got out for a flat trade. But catching a little bit of a bid here is DJT. It did try to, when it did this before yesterday, it did try to bounce and then roll over again.
DJT.
If that's the case, oh, right, you got to pay for locates. Okay, so I'll go do that in a second, be able to trade it. But Apple just came back into, I'll just zoom in. I'm not going to bother getting rid of that wick. Just came back into that 229.5, shorted it here. If it breaks that $0.50, I'll get out. I feel like if it breaks the $0.50, you just got to go back to waiting for 230.25. That's where the best short started to come in there for Apple a little bit earlier. But I'm going to get some locates on DJT. That's absolutely moving. And it moved like $3 in the last 15 minutes yesterday. If it's going to do anything like that, got to be on it.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, that's kind of what we're trying to do right now. We are long Rigetti right here right now. So that's part of the play, right? Is to be able to be aggressive enough to get out when you're right. And we just popped a little bit there into 15. So let's put something out in and around the 15 mark. Let's put 10% at 15, and then maybe 20% or so at 17s, just in case we do get another bump into this area. There it is. Let's go. Sorry, did I say 15 or 14? There it is, 14s. Hopefully I said 15s, because here comes 15s right now on this play. So far, so good right now on Rigetti. Great reload. Thanks, Scott H., for asking about that stock. And now hopefully some of you just saw the sort of risk to reward that we were just talking about. We just got long at 04s. So again, you know, not all trades are built the same, so you can't always look at that as a case like, okay, we're long at 04, but this is like what's happening right now. It's 10 cents in the money. You got to look at average prices. We always get questions about like our average price keeps changing all the time, and it's because it does first in, first out. So it's like it doesn't necessarily just average because it doesn't know when I'm going to stop buying. So it's hard to sort of give an average price because that's just not how it works for prop trading, and loss for top and all that kind of stuff, and how it's all figured out here.
Although
at real trading, yeah, go ahead.
In theory, you could, like, there could be. I'm just thinking out loud. There could be like a button on your blotter that's like if you like boom,
like
that's
a reset.
Like that's the average price, and then sort of fit it to that.
Yeah, but then the minute you buy something, then you got to
they add
untag it or whatever.
Yeah, maybe whatever. It's easy enough to just sort of say like, this is my average price. You know it if you get more in, and then you sort of work from that. Like every trader does it. It's just that it's going to end up changing on our chart. So I've just paid for locates on DJT. Going to look to see where this, if it goes back into the prior low, that's 41 and change. So that would be one spot to look for a mean reversion and a curl. But I was just, someone just mentioned to me that CHRO is, we got a halt.
Ooh.
On this CHRO. Why it's not grayed out. Is it halted? Okay, so it's, I mean, it's clearly halted. It just doesn't look like it on my level 2. But yeah, it is halted for sure. Volatility halt in CHRO. That's over on the Amex or the NYSE ARCA. What's weird is my halt scanner seems to think only 2 things have halted all day. That cannot be right. There's no way.
I haven't seen too many people put in halts today.
There's no way there's only 2 halts all day long. Either way,
you wouldn't think so.
I don't know if we get updated tap data on NYSE ARCA because it's just saying 212 where it closed. It's done 3 million in volume, so that looks absolutely fine. We'll keep an eye on that one if there is going to be a big move. Sometimes the halt scanner is going to be able to tell you where it will be. The other thing it's going is this BTCT it just broke the high and continues to rally. This is still going to the upside. Super, super strong name, this BTCT. For now, my eyeballs are on DJT, looking for a little curl off this 41. And sort of why I'm looking for a continuation short is just what it did yesterday. Like it fell and it continued to go yesterday. Like it did a couple of bounces, but most of those were pretty solid curls. And we'll see if we can do another one off this 41. I'm going to let it trade into 41 even and then try to take it. If there's something else that's moving, you guys let us know. Like from what I can see, this BTCT and DJT seem to have the most volatility this afternoon. Tony said, "Rigetti, take your spaghetti." My daughter doesn't even like spaghetti. It's the weirdest. Most kids love spaghetti and meatballs.
You might want to get her looked at.
She's all about the meatballs. She's all about pasta. She'll eat spaghetti.
Yeah, I know.
It's just if we're doing pasta, she's like, why is it not penne?
Right.
That's her.
Oh, okay.
Like, why are we not eating penne pasta? But for us, my wife and I, it's like you like to switch it up a bit. There's a million different types of pasta you can have. Can't be eating the same. It gets kind of boring eating the same pasta every single time. We have pasta probably at least once a week. And then if you're always eating penne pasta, I just don't find that a heck of a lot of fun. But kids will eat the same thing over and over again. And sometimes you just got to lean into that.
Yep.
Straight up. Because it's just
I agree with that. I mean, especially if it's something half decent for them.
Yeah, just whatever.
Yeah, we talked about that. Yeah, rigatoni. I like the rigatoni. For sure. Okay, so yeah,
ravioli. I'll never have ravioli like that again.
Oh, ravioli is so good. Well, every pasta, lasagna. Oh my God, don't even get me started. All right, so just quickly, there's absolutely nothing happening on Google. So I don't what? When's the last time, is Google being bought out for like $196 or something? Like this is literally not
accumulation
moving at all. Well, yeah, that's why I'm here trying to see if it breaks. And if it doesn't break, well, whatever way it breaks, I'm going to get out and I'm not going to go short because I do prefer the long. We're still above. I mean, VWAP is still all the way here. So I'm not going to go short on this accumulation, but I will try it and see if it goes the other way. You know what? On that note, I'm going to cancel my offers. I mean, let's see if it goes. Let's just go to 15s and wait to see if that happens. Our stop on this is a break of 80, so it's like it's almost going to stop out actually right now. We'll take another average right here at VWAP, and then down below that we'll break out of it. But see, this is the kind of talk that you have to. We said earlier, like trading names that are actually moving, and here goes rigatoni again to the downside. So we're right back to 04. But you see, like, get some out, right? And so we're trying to do that. We're not out of that many of the shares. We're only out of about 30% of them, not even. So out there, average in. So right here, this may go as well. And there's Google, like, it just goes right there. Doesn't even average us in. I was 1 cent away from getting averaged in.
That's bizarre.
And then that happened. But it doesn't, you know what?
Apparently I don't say pasta right now. I'm just going to say it that way to bug people. Pasta? How am I supposed to say it? Is it a Canadian
The way you
thing?
don't say it is right.
Okay, pasta?
Yeah. Pasta.
Pasta. I say pasta?
You do.
Okay.
I mean, I just didn't want to. You're munja cake.
No, it's fine. Whatever.
Yeah, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
I
got no issues. I don't take myself that seriously.
No.
But now I will always say pasta.
See, that sounds bad. But yeah.
Of course. But now I'm just messing with you.
It doesn't matter with
now
me.
on.
I was letting it go. I'm fine with it, man.
We should just go trade some Nio.
Chef Joe's getting upset in there.
Let's go trade some Nio.
I'm not upset.
Here.
Man. I'm not upset.
I
mean, I'm all about that. So
all about?
As
if GME.
What now? Tank City or? Yeah, see? Yeah. Sometimes you just think about those things, and there she goes.
I had actually, we didn't go over. I had the top. I think I had the top on GME here, but can I zoom out? Yeah, I can zoom out on this chart just to be able to show you. So right in like this, there's a double top. There's a lower high. I'm like, if it goes into any of these lower highs, and then this is the VWAP entry right in here where it roll over. Like if it goes into that range and curls, I was just going to short it, but it caught a bid, little double bottom bid here and trailed out. Of course, now it's at VWAP. I'm willing to bet you any move that happened up on AMC, I didn't look at the AMC chart, but I promise you, free money. This is free money. AMC was trash all day long, and then GME catches a random bid. AMC goes to the penny into prior resistance and then just reverse. You could probably have just taken that and sat on that offer and risk a half a cent to 1 cent and then just sort of work that to the downside. It's done 12 million shares today, so it's not like it's even all that bad. So just a couple of things that we're in. All right, Apple, I mean, it's trying to roll back over. You know the difference between Apple before and Apple after? Like Apple before was bleeding to the downside. Like you'd get into short and it would just bleed. Now it's really struggling to go 10, 15 cents. It could be a Friday thing. It also could be some strength that's coming into Apple. But we'll just try to respect it.
Was that an okay joke there? I said a worm.
Ooh.
Because like Apple
worm?
got a worm in it.
Big Worm was one of my favorite characters from Friday.
From Friday, I was going to say, yeah.
What a big worm.
Go get that bike. Okay, so I just... there it is. So I don't know. Like Google again, we're not going to cry over spilled milk here. It was not a big trade, but it does go back up there. We get stopped out at 70 on the break of 80. We got 79, so it's not like this is an oh my gosh situation here or anything like that. But it is a downside push, and then right back into the level again, and now right back to the upside. So I don't know. The futures did us dirty a little bit there. Went down and then right back to the upside. But it's not. I don't feel any kind of ways about this. Like we got out of it. We kind of sort of anticipated something like that potentially happening. So not much going on there at all with Google, but it did fall out. We could go back in it. But that's generally how we lose, is trying to like fight these trends. We do not need to do that.
This digital is, it doesn't even.
Starting to go, Rigetti's trying to go back upside of it.
It doesn't matter what's going on. It just keeps on going and going and going. It just went parabolic again on consistent volume. It's getting out of hand. Where is the, so it's powered through that resistance zone on the daily. Where are we going here? 11, maybe. Obviously 10. 10's a big psychological number on a Friday, obviously. But, I mean, the last time it consolidated was really, really good. It's 245, so you still have plenty of time for it to go for a short.
Big worm.
Big perm as well. He had that crazy perm. Jared Tweedle, you ever seen the Friday cartoon? I found that when I was in Iraq.
I had never.
There's a cartoon.
Friday cartoon. Well, there's
like the movie.
Boondocks?
No, Boondocks is it?
No. I know it's a different beast, but I just
Boondocks is on a different level.
Yeah. I'm just wondering if that's.
And if I could sing the man,
the Obama one.
Yo, that won't.
You riding?
The Boondocks to me is one of these. It's one of the greatest satirical cartoons ever made. Shout out to Aaron Magruder. What's
up, Aaron?
When you know you're legitimate to your craft, like the only place, I'm pretty sure there's a point that the Boondocks was only the cartoon airing on BET, and and he did an entire episode mocking BET, the station he was on, and they canceled him, which was a lot of trash. It was a great episode. But yeah, I'm jumping out of Apple. No reload. We've taken it a few times.
I reload my coffee.
But basically now flat because every time, just paid fees. Every time it goes down, we get some out and then it breaks the top. We get some out and then it breaks the top. And we're already 1 for 2 going into it as well because I had it on a couple of shorts up here at 230. I think we should be waiting for the 230s at this point because Apple's looking a little bit strong. Jared Tweedle, an actual animated series for Friday. I find it hard to believe that I don't know that. I'm a big fan of Friday. I should easily know that one, but I don't. So shout out to you guys. That GME is really bleeding. Really, really bleeding to the downside.
Did we ever get, maybe we can go to Adara for that, like did we ever get what exactly was going on with that GME or was it just fugazi or what was going on there? Because
I went short GME because I didn't see anything.
Nothing, Adara's just telling us nothing that she was able to find out there. And again, I think that might have just been one of those Friday love fest moments where, it's trying to get going, people trying to, support the stock and get back to the upside there. Oh, there's a new game being released, maybe.
That's news.
Yeah, so maybe there's something. What is it? What's the new game? All right, Rigetti down here at 10 again, bouncing, just in case you guys are looking at our GTI trying to do something. Anyways, what's up, Adara?
Yeah, there's a couple things here. For one, thank you for that one, Ramin. Ramin did bring this to us earlier today. There were some people on social media getting really excited about the launch of a new Pokemon-related game here from GameStop, but the launch is on Monday, and the posts that people were getting excited about, none of them were really from when we had that move. There was one post from GameStop more generally about deals that came out around 12 p.m. We had the move around 2 p.m. And a lot of the other posts actually came out days before. So nothing right as that move happened. But there's actually a new catalyst as well for Delta and DraftKings to be aware of. So apparently Democratic senators urging Delta Airlines and DraftKings to pause their in-flight gambling partnership. Was not aware this partnership existed, but apparently Delta and DraftKings have an in-flight gambling partnership that apparently there are some senators trying to block, guys. Back to you.
You heard about that? You knew they had
why do they have an in-flight?
Well, I know why they do.
People are like crazy.
I know why they do.
I know. I mean, no, they have Wi-Fi there. I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think they should be allowing these guys to be gambling in flight, honestly, because I think it's a safety issue. Like, people lose a lot of money and make bad decisions when they're gambling. And being able to like make some bets on the flight and getting frustrated with like event outcomes.
And already all you can do is drink on the flight.
I love DraftKings. I mean, we've talked about how much I like the stock, but I don't actually. I feel like a little bit nervous about that situation. Like, I don't want the guy sitting beside me like having a nervous breakdown because his team he's like betting 4th and goal here, and it's, I don't know. Not on a flight for this guy. I mean, I didn't even know it existed, so it doesn't matter. Sometimes not knowing something is better than knowing.
The Canada-U.S. hockey game when we were in university.
Yeah.
I was on the way back. A flight from Florida during the gold medal game.
Right.
It was a bunch of these Canadians and Americans on the flight, and we were getting updates from like nobody. I don't think anyone was Wi-Fi or anything, but like we were getting updates from the pilot. Yeah. Like over the thing, you would say what was going on.
Me and Neil were in school. We didn't even have internet, so don't
like worry. It was wild. And then you see like one half the plane would cheer, and the other half, everyone got off the flight, got their bags, and then went to the airport bar. Just had a swath of people around. It was amazing. If you add in-flight betting on that game, there would have been problems.
Let the pilot gamble.
Problem.
Yeah, I know I'm gambling right now. Just like I don't want people day trading on flights either. I don't know.
I would think that's not a good idea.
I just feel, but why not? I mean, what's the difference? Like I don't know. It's
reliability of connection for that.
Wow.
Like that's a different level of you put a bet on, you go to DraftKings and you make your bet. Like there's nothing, you drop connection, you don't know what's happening. Who cares? But if you're trading and you lose connection, that's a bit of a different story. Like that's just no.
I trade on flight someone. So what's up, Bill Love? All right, so Bill Love showing some love to DraftKings and trading as well. Yeah, I mean, I think to each their own. I mean, if everybody wants to trade on and do so on and so forth on a plane, no doubt about that one.
As long as there's no snakes on the plane, I think you're good.
Yeah, there are a couple snakes on the planes, though, I heard. Samuel there. Yeah, I got to rewatch that. I know, wasn't there a remake of Snakes on a Plane or like a Snakes on a Plane Part 2 or something like that? I think there was.
If there is, I didn't see it. No, they remade Anaconda. There was a second Anaconda.
Oh, was there? I think there was a second Snakes on a Plane.
Hot trash.
Can't believe I went and looked at that stupid Google. Like it's doing the same. It's doing the same thing. It's not doing anything.
Well, even
all right. So there's DraftKings. Like that happened. This story. I mean, 130 is when we started to pop up there on DraftKings. That would have maybe seemed like a negative story, and it's not really doing too much of anything right now. So DraftKings right there, good job there by Adara talking about that. And it was UAL, was it? I think. Oh, Delta. Okay, so it was DAL. So let's have a quick look to see if anything's happening with Delta. The airline business has been a beast of one this whole year, heading back, I guess, not necessarily year to date, but over the last 12 months, maybe even 24 months. How far does that go back? Look at these moves. This is back to October of 23, all the way up, back in, faded, and then boom, right there to the top. UAL looks great too. AAL breaking the top. So a lot of these names just continue to go higher there as flights. And I think people are back on that vacation tip a little bit. Yeah, but as I guess the strong U.S. dollar makes a lot of sense to travel with U.S. dollars. So
and it's going to get even stronger.
Yeah, and that could be why the part of the bump up here in some of these airlines is they get more and more international travel Americans, especially UAL, Delta, starting to have more flights in and about the United States there and outbound. But I guess it would be more the foreign flights would have the bigger.
A couple things. Is it just me, or does it look like on this shot that I am sitting way closer than you?
I was leaning.
I think it's off. Anyways, we got a super chat.
In chill mode here.
And we'll get to that super chat for sure. But
we are getting wings, apparently.
Bilbo says more snakes on a plane. I don't know about that. Bill Love.
Is that a movie?
I'm on a flight right now. I'm on a flight right now. That's what I love to see. Appreciate you. And game day football 100 on the Bills on Sunday. Let's go. Of course. Let's go, Buffalo. But the super chat was any insight on WonderFi? I will admit I have not pulled that one up. You listed it here for the, I think you just listed it on the OTC. It does trade here in the TSX. So
it did list on the OTC? Oh, okay.
Yeah, like you put up, they put up WONDF, but I mean, I'll just pull it up in Toronto because that's where I usually look at it. I don't necessarily have any insight on it other than, hey, we can all see what's happening in Bitcoin, so it's been in an upward trend since, right? Like you go back to November and this is doubled up from the lows. So I think that makes a heck of a lot of sense for anyone that doesn't know. WonderFi, crypto name here in Canada. It does trade on the OTC market, so you can trade it on the OTC.
Okay, here we go.
Trending up with Bitcoin. Looking very good with a bit of a break. I don't know if I love the topping tail candle that it's got in here, but good look on the daily chart for WonderFi.
All right, it's time for Gambling Live with Neil and Sean, brought to you by Trader TV Live, not ESPN.
I'm so biased. But
all right, so here we go. The first game starting tomorrow. We do have your Houston Texans, of course, if you are in Houston. Your Houston Texans going against your Kansas City Chiefs.
Go Houston.
8-0 at home is Kansas City.
Go Houston.
Yeah. So if Houston wins is basically a Super Bowl ticket to you guys if you win the game against Buffalo. So I think this is going to be a great one. I think the -8, I think it should be much more. I think the Chiefs steamroll them easily there on the, there you go. Thank you, Ramin, for that one. So I'm on Chiefs -8. You guys.
My brain says you're 100% right.
Well, that's what we're going to go with.
My heart says absolutely not. The Houston Texans are going to upset the Kansas City Chiefs, paving the way for the Buffalo Bills to win on Sunday and head to the Super Bowl. But no, I don't think the Houston has that much of a chance. No, I think the defense is way too much for
5-1.
Stroud.
It's 5-1. So the money line right now is -500. So if you're dropping any dollars on Kansas City, you got to put down 500 to win $100. So not a great situation there for that one. And then 360, so 3.6 to 1 right there for the Houston Texans to win that one. And then we have an interesting game that I think is going to be pretty interesting. I've actually in my DraftKings, well, it's not DraftKings account, but in my account, I teased both of these down. So I'm on the Kansas City Chiefs -2.5. I'm on Detroit Lions -2.5. I think they're going to beat the Commanders. I think that could get close.
Oh, I like the over there.
That's a good one. Yeah, over. Yeah, it could be a lot of points scored in that game. So over 55.5. And of course, you don't have to worry about weather because you're in Detroit.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that could be wicked opportunity there. And David Montgomery back. So they get their other running back to match with Jahmyr Gibbs. So that's kind of like thunder and lightning there, although they're both quick guys. All right, so there we go. That's that. I like Detroit Lions, but I tease that down with Kansas City Chiefs, giving you basically almost 1-1 if you bring them both down about 6 points. All right, and then this is, so to me, these are the better games.
You got to take Terry McLaurin for an anytime touchdown.
Anytime touchdown here, you think? Oh, up here.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I think you could get a backdoor cover, which means that the Washington Commanders could be down like, let's just say 17 or 15 or 14 with a couple minutes left. They get a little dirty touchdown and cover that. So that could be what happens there. Which is why I have Detroit a little bit more aggressively than that. Okay, people are super chatting now, so that's good. We'll get to those in a minute. Someone just super chatted about Bitcoin, so good job on Bitcoin right now. 105,750. You know, Drake keeps betting Bitcoin on all these games all the time. Like, this guy's a maniac.
Well, he has a better chance of making money than the lawsuit, so, you know.
I don't know what's going on there. The guy had to pull his kids out of school and everything. It's ridiculous. Okay, so here we go. Philadelphia Eagles -6. Look, I took the Rams a long time ago to possibly, not a long time ago, at the beginning of the playoffs, which was just last week, to win the Super Bowl at like plus 70 to 1 or something like that.
They might lose to the Bills.
Yeah, so it's actually, oh no, they're not going to make the Super Bowl. I was just hoping that they would get to this game, and if they win, then all of a sudden in that future you can cash it out. So I am cheering the Los, kind of like options, you know,
right.
A little bit of options there on the Rams. So I have an option on them winning the Super Bowl. Oh yeah, by the way, here it is right here. Super Bowl winners. See, now you're up to 18 to 1 for the Rams. So we have them much higher than that. So that's come back in. It's
but those odds are trash.
Well, these are the real odds. I mean, whether or not they're trash or not, I don't know. But there's Baltimore and Buffalo, basically the same odds, man. 4 to 1 and 5 to 1 and change there for Buffalo v. everybody else. And then, of course, we know what's going to happen here. It's now Bills favored, Neil. This keeps going back and forth right now. Oh, no, here's the spread right here. Sorry. The open was Bills favored. The spread right now, -1.5, favor of Baltimore.
We know what's going to happen.
That over-under is interesting. I think this could probably go over that number, too.
Josh Allen's going to get the ball last, and it's going to be some kind of third and short, fourth and short. You know what it is. He's going to go out of the shotgun, and he's going to do some ridiculous magic. And
I hope so.
You all know how that story ends. We'll see. But thank you for we got a bunch of super chats here. Let's just quickly get to them.
Let's go, Rigetti.
Vasil Momentco, guys, can you please have a look at NVIDF, which I can't even quote. Seems to be shuffling, not going anywhere. I don't even have that quote, I don't think. NVVID. I don't have that quote, so I can't pull it up. Apologies there, Vasil. David in the chat, I let my AI shark vacuum pick sports by putting post notes on the ground, not stocks. Okay, Tenny for the spicy Wingstop challenge. TikTok it before it's gone. I don't know if we're going to actually do the spicy wings. No, I mean, Dara doesn't like the spicy. First of all, like Wingstop spicy wings are not, like they're literally nothing. Like that's not, if we were doing that, there's a place here locally called Duff's that actually has 500,000 on the Scoville. And that's legit. Like those are pretty good. I've had them a few times, but like Wingstop, that's nothing. We can do that in a heartbeat. Swoldemort, Bitcoin, 153,000 tokens. Let's go. I think we'd all be pretty happy to be able to see that. But thank you very much for the super chats. We appreciate all of you. And to get back into the chat here for sure. What is NVIDIA doing? NVDA, as I say it out loud. I'm now playing, you guys could see, even DJT doesn't want to do more than a 20-cent range. So I'm just trying to short the top end and get out the bottom end of the range now on DJT, which is like 40.80 into 40.60. And if it breaks lower, fantastic. But you're not getting a ton of action. The market's starting to roll back over. Here comes NVIDIA back into VWAP. So there's a little something happening on NVIDIA. I don't know if this is going to drag DJT with us. NVIDIA's strong day today. Obviously a bit of a bull flag. There. At 3 o'clock, I always get that same message, even though I don't trade the Australian markets. Now, NVIDIA, strong bull flag, but you can see where the resistance is. Basically, yesterday's top, we can't break. So a bit of a resistance spot here, 138.5 on NVIDIA. Not much you can do with it. Mara got underneath VWAP. Did it really? Bitcoin's still at 105.7. See, this doesn't... Like, what's going on, Mara? It's a good thing we got out of that high. Like, Mara's all the way back down at 20. Want to see what IBIT's doing? That. This is the problem with the miners, everybody. Even when they want to go, they just can't continue. This is now bleeding down, despite the fact Bitcoin is doing absolutely nothing and just chilling at the highs. So Mara taking on the chin. I bet you MSTR is doing just fine. Yeah, that's only now starting to go back in. Wow, gotta find a place to maybe jump into that. I think, double check if we have free locate. So again, just the same range here on DJT. 40.80 into 40.60 and then see if we can hold for the low. So just get my offers back in there. And I'm going to, I know I paid for locates because I was in it a bit earlier. Yeah, this is underneath VWAP. Maybe a continuation short under VWAP here. Mara's really bleeding. Did something happen on Mara here? Bitcoin's doing nothing, and the stock is just flushing at this point. This was strong all day long, program buying. Yeah, no story on Mara. Let's see the first maybe bounce. See if it can roll over after the first bounce. I'm thinking the way I felt about DJT. Let's see it catch its first bid and then try to roll it over on Mara. Good thing we got those locates.
Yeah, exactly. We are, fly, Eagles, fly. That might be, they're a little bit of, like, I think there's some value there in taking them for the Super Bowl there, just because the pedigree, you know, Detroit, obviously.
They could be trouble for Detroit.
So the two, like, franchises in the NFL, unfortunately, that have had least success in the, you guys have had success in the playoffs.
Well, we've been to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but Detroit is what I was going to say. Definitely, I feel for those guys. Although they're in the NFC North, I don't feel that much for them. But at the end of the day, like them versus Buffalo, at least that would be something for the NFL and get both those franchises their first championship. That would be kind of cool. Okay, Dara, let's go.
By prop firm match.
That's a
Are you a skilled trader that's lacking capital? Prop firms offer the opportunity to trade with simulated funds, which allow you to showcase your trading skills, access account sizes ranging from 5,000 to 500,000, and you can start with as little as 20 bucks. But with over 500 prop firms out there, how do you find out which ones are the best? That's where Prop Firm Match comes in. Prop Firm Match is your go-to platform for finding and comparing only the most esteemed firms with proven track records and consistent long-term payout histories. Access over 4,500 verified reviews, explore payout histories, and discover the best current deals, all in one place. Scan the QR code or visit propfirmmatch.com today to find the perfect prop firm for you. Back to you.
Like all of these major, like pretty much all of these major tech names are doing nothing right now at all.
It's a Friday before a long weekend.
No, yeah, I'm just like Google's just doing this. It scares you. It thinks it's going down. This is why like I didn't punch short at that level, because if you do that, I mean, it goes down to 62 or whatever, and then just boom, right back to the upside on a little bit of a.
Oh, Tesla just made a real.
Okay, that's what I was gonna say. We just got to find some names. I was looking at Meta, and it was virtually the same thing. 200 period, except for it looks like it's $1 there, at least on Meta, giving you a trading opportunity. While you were gone, or while we were sort of talking. NFL, or we were talking about Rigetti as well. That just came right up to the 200 period. We got out more there. So it's holding $10. Great, fine. We've gotten out of enough now. We're out of half or so. Now let's just try to hold it to see if we can get a bump up for Rigetti. I think 20 would be a good spot. And then after that, the 200 period back should be pretty good around 1030. That should be a good spot for Rigetti. And then into VWAP there at 1050. Also something there. So again, just trading with us here at the close. We'll continue to look for names that are starting to move around, which maybe Mara, as Neil just indicated there, going for a dive. Like, I don't know.
Jared Tweedle in our chat just posted something, but I don't believe. Like, I'll read it, but again, if we ever read stuff that's not official news, he just says Dan Ives speculates that Tesla CEO might acquire TikTok. I've been a non-believer of that possibility from the first time it was mentioned. It doesn't make any logical sense to me why any regulator worth their salt would even consider.
Yeah, but Trump is there.
But even then,
Trump will just say, "I approve it."
If that's the reason that Tesla just got that move to the downside, because it was a hefty one. Just come to the chart for a second. I'm just going to pull down the black chart. This is what just happened to Tesla. It was also a technical. Can we come to my chart for a second? It was also a technical break. It broke the 50 period. It broke support and then it rolled over. So, yeah, it could be that. Could also be technical, or it could just be a combination of both. But that's a hefty downward move. So there was no pullback on Mara, or I guess bounce on Mara is how I should frame it. It just got to 20 and then resumed right back into the downside. So we're shorted underneath the 20 level. DJT is continuing to bleed. Apple, oddly enough, I gotta move my Apple chart and put like Tesla up or something. Apple's not even moving right now. As you said, some of the Mag 7 are basically nothing. But the big move is just Tesla. Matt C., what about a merger with DJT? That's interesting. I don't think,
mergers? I mean, that's possible.
Could it really, if the president owns it and politically,
I don't even, like
that wouldn't be allowed either.
Like a few years ago, we were talking about like not even having, you know, being allowed to own stock and all that in these kind of positions. They have to disclose it. Now we literally have a stock called DJT. Yeah. It's like, this is wild times, man, that we live in.
It's not impossible. It feels like it's not possible.
All right, Rigetti's trying to get some bolognese going on it right here, but let's go over to Adair and figure out what she's
I like bolognese too.
For one, here, keep an eye on PDD, which actually did get a little bit of a drop here with volume, as you could see here in the 3-minute chat. Seeing some reports circulating here online that the U.S. has apparently moved to restrict this trade loophole that apparently both Temu, which is owned by PDD, and Amazon use. Basically, it allows them to import products into the U.S. from China without paying tariffs. So some tariff-related news here, sending PDD a little bit to the downside with volume, though it's still up 5% on the day. Then with regards to Tesla and that Dan Ives TikTok story, I was actually seeing this on X that Dan Ives apparently was on CNBC discussing TikTok. I am unsure what he said, but we all know that he is a pretty big Tesla bull, so it could have been something that he's speculating on his own. I do not know if there's any evidence for his speculation, but regardless, he was on CNBC, unclear as to what was discussed there, guys. Back to you.
Good short.
You do need evidence.
DJT breaking there.
That was crazy. It just broke 40s, and it did exactly. So look, it bounced off this level. Go to my chart for a second. It bounced off this level yesterday at 39.65, and then the second it bounced, I'm like, okay, that's the spot that it caught a bid yesterday. We just got out at the 40 or like 39.99 or something like that. As DJT just absolutely flushed. It could roll over, but this is where they bought it up. Yesterday. I find it hard to believe that going into the inauguration, this is really going to break down like a couple of, like it's had huge moves and then held this 39.6 level for a couple of days in a row now. And the inauguration is still coming. So, you know, I feel like the short is to there. I wouldn't go long, but I'm kind of thinking this is probably as far as it's going to go. Can it really just bleed all the way knowing what's coming on Monday? We'll see. Could be wrong about that, but I feel like we got as much as you're going to get out of this thing. Even Mara just started to catch a bit of a bid. So we went down to 1980 on Mara, and now it's not really moving all that much anymore. So I don't know if we have any more fall through. Like the problem with this trade, not the problem with this trade, it's that look how far we've already fallen on Mara, all while Bitcoin basically didn't even pull back.
Yeah, I was looking at
much.
Bitcoin, 105 and change. It's not moving at all.
It's hard. It's hard to think that Mara is going to continue and like bleed all the way to 19. Like, why would it? Like, it's already gone down so far. So I'm just going to move the stop to break even on this, and we'll see what it can do.
All right, in the uneventful moment of the day here, Rigetti goes back to 13, so we'll put a little bit of that. We'll sprinkle some Parmesan on and just get some more out there on this name. I'm waiting at 17 for a much bigger piece, and then at 25, and then if we wrap that up with a bow, and we'll call Rigetti what it is right there, and then have some red wine tonight. But at the end of that, that's what that. I haven't had a good red wine in a while. I'm going to have to maybe look into that as we go. We talk here for sure. Yeah, I don't really drink, to be honest with you. I mean, we had some good, ongoings and whatnot during the holiday season, but even then, it wasn't that much. The wife really prefers the sparkly, like either a champagne or prosecco or a rosé, sparkling, bubbly, something like that.
We have a second bottle. Maybe
we were doing that. Yeah, Raheem brought us that. Whoosh!
So that was New Year's for
big
us.
one. That
was, but then Obi also.
Obi's was great. Yeah, it was actually.
Obi's also.
Obi's I think was New Year's. We had that. We had the other one.
So you went the other way around.
Christmas.
Yeah. I might have Obi's this weekend. Why not?
See, there you go. So that's a perfect example. Like, that's how much we're drinking. Like, you're having a bottle of wine that was given to you like a month ago this weekend. So, yeah, same as me. Thanks, Obi, for that,
true.
By the way.
Yeah,
Obi,
not really as much as we used to.
Obi gave
have
us
a few on
really
Sunday, though.
Really
that's
nice
sure.
gift, yeah. Yeah, we're going to be at King Taps. So come by there, buy Neil a drink as the Buffalo Bills will be hopefully destroying I've already bet the Buffalo Bills. I teased them upside.
They just better
not
lose.
I got the Buffalo Bills plus 10. So part of a tease. So I just feel like the game's going to be super close, and I feel like Buffalo's going to win. So let's just keep it like that.
I don't get too up or down.
I think it's going to be within I don't want to say field goal, but they got smoked. Baltimore destroyed you guys
that
earlier.
Field goal. We were missing 3 key defenders that are going to make a difference. That field goal game with the Chiefs.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, with like 16 seconds left. I'm very lucky my TV wasn't broken that day. My wife was like, she was just shaking her head at like the level of like, I just get way too into it.
Level of
unfortunately.
disparage?
No, it's weird. Like, I don't get that worked up about things in a general sense. but I do react. Like that one game we were back and forth with the Chiefs, like that ridiculously high-scoring game, and Gabe Davis had like 5 touchdowns. I was jumping up and I jumped over like an ottoman at one of the touchdowns. I was going nuts. My heart rate was like 130
there, man. Again.
Well, this was years ago.
No, I'm saying like, you know.
I get emotional about the Bills.
Good hold on that one.
I do get emotional about the Bills. I can easily and more than I probably should. For obviously I don't play. I'm just a fan. We're looking at the chat.
Oh,
where is this? Where's that on the chat? They're teaching. Oh, I thought you guys meant the show chat. What does this say?
My sister's in grade 7. They're teaching stocks. Good. Well, tell them, Ramin. I'll have to read that in a minute. You have to make 100,000 in each one. Give her Polestar because that's PSNY just at $1 if you want a stock that's really going to go. She's talking about
EV name.
Her sister's in a competition and looking for an EV or a car name there. You know, if it's a competition, you want something that could really get going there. I mean, Polestar's okay.
Maybe just take Rivian.
Whatever you do, Ramin, do not mention to her Ford or anything like that because she's gonna be really. She's gonna open up the app or whatever they're using. Ferrari, yeah, that's a good one, man. Race, good one. Yeah. Who cares about the price?
What difference does it make?
Okay, so price, this is the one thing. See, so this is good, right? This is what Ramin's talking to us about. She's like, what about the price? It's $400. It don't matter what the price is of all these stocks because if this goes up 5%, it's going to go up 5%. It's the same 5% that Rivian's going to move up. And it's just right now, this is actually not... Your sister might have it, man. Ramin, honestly. Nice little bottom here, in and around $400. I mean, Ferrari, it does have a move. It's trying to break through the 200 period right now. I like this. Yep. ATZ in Toronto. She likes Aritzia. This is actually a play that I'm actually in this name. When I'm realizing that my daughter's like, I want a Super Puff and all this kind of stuff. Look at this.
The great stock.
Like I'm here paying $200, $300, $400, $500 for these winter jackets, and it's just like booming to the upside. And this is not a new story, man. So I'm in Aritzia, and this was actually a name that Raheem had given to us a long, long time ago. Yep. This is a clothing, I guess a fashion. They have their own stuff. They sell the stores. In Sherway has a great one. I'm sure Yorkdale in higher end malls here in Canada. But Aritzia, nice move to the upside right there. Wow. Let's say what's up to Raheem for that one. We've been in. So I do that whole thing where like, oh, you're paying $7 for a latte. Let me just buy Starbucks stock. So I've been doing that ever since I was just a little wee one when I was buying the same banks. Like I started buying the stocks that were I banked at or the communications. So like Rogers was who my cell phone was with 20 years ago. So I started buying that stock. Enbridge, which is my guy Joe's pick. That's a stock that I was one of the first names I ever bought. Like sending money to them every
that was my second
pipeline.
Oh, it's third stock I ever owned.
Yeah, so it's like Home Depot's a great one. That was another pick.
I love Home. That's a great pick.
Yeah, so anyways, there it is. Aritzia, a good pick there. Rigetti, guys. And then I'm going to stop talking about it soon. We're out of more than 50%. It just came right back into this level. We're not trading enough shares to stop anything. It's only 47 million shares, but it just keeps on coming to this level and stopping completely. So Rigetti, interesting name here as we'll look to wrap up some of these positions. It's 3:15. I always get nervous when Mark's going around taking measurements and looking for things because I'm always like, uh-oh, something's about to happen.
Something's going to get built.
Around here.
Or broken down.
Trying to avoid spooking.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, he's trying to avoid.
Now he's like messing around behind
trying to avoid
my
spooking us
PC.
as now he's right behind everything, getting even more intimate here.
Just wait till my screens go off in a quick little second here.
Yeah. What have you done?
That would...
no, are we supposed to throw somewhere? No, okay, good.
Not yet.
All right, Microsoft.
Whatever, we are ready. Microsoft.
I don't know what you're talking about, Daryl,
I'm not as... Daryl just said Microsoft. Mine was Microsoft. The first stock you ever owned.
Right, good one. I was in Microsoft too, and I actually sold that when it was barcoding there.
Any guesses the first stock I ever owned? You have to think about it, but it's kind of obvious.
For what, yours?
Yeah, it's kind of obvious. No, but along the same lines. You would know it, but most people wouldn't be able to figure it out because my pops worked there.
Oh, okay, well.
Nortel.
Yeah, I could say it. I don't know if you...
Nortel.
You've said it on the store before.
Yeah, my dad worked at Nortel.
I think that's what you want to do. I think
in the day.
And they talked about it on the midday show, and I'm being serious about it. People often don't know where to start. I think that's where you start. I think you can just put in a little bit of money. I think you should start buying indexes. That's the first thing.
That makes more sense.
But that could be even complicated. Like, what is the S&P 500? Just buy high quality names, get involved with those names, and you know, don't spend them all. Don't spend it all in one place. You know what I mean? Keep some walking around money. But names like Home Depot, Apple, things like that. Like for my kids, we've talked about this, and I asked them what stock. So we've owned a little bit of Roblox in accounts for them and whatnot. So those are some of the picks. And then my kid, who was live on here a couple of years ago, his pick was Microsoft because he liked the Discord angle at that time. Microsoft and Discord were supposed to match. I love Discord if they ever IPO.
It is happening.
It is, yeah. So hopefully, is it?
This year. I don't know.
I don't know if they filed
I don't know when
yet.
this year, but
that's what I'm saying.
It's going to happen this year.
All right.
How about one that might be your pick? How about a new discovery on the NASDAQ?
Ooh. And
that's Worksport, ticker WKSP. Worksport is a US-based manufacturer and rapidly expanding with growing revenues, government contracts, and innovative green energy products designed to power your life off the grid. Whether you're on the move or seeking sustainable energy solutions, Worksport has you covered. Now trading on the NASDAQ under WKSP, discover the future of clean energy with Worksport. Scan the QR code in front of you on that screen. What a nice looking tent that is, although very, very small.
It's very lit up.
I ain't trying to camp in a tent. Our tent is we have a 6-person tent for the 3 of us.
A lot of people.
And that is like the only way that I am ever going. I want my space, and I want a car camp, so the Jeep is right next to us in case all you-know-what breaks loose. That's my, I love the outdoors,
like those
but
bears come,
I don't love it that much. There's a limit to how much I love it. We got some super chats in here. DJ T's catching a bit of a bid. I might take one more shot at it. As you can see, there's your prior low. Kind of looking to see if it'll press into the prior low again and then work another short.
I'm doing.
It was row hit. Vasily, you were asking about NVIDIA, so we did mention NVIDIA. I'll go back to it in a second. Row hit, SPY fails to break 600, signals bearish triple top. All right, I mean, I'll pull up the SPY. I usually have the S&P 500 up, but that'll be on like a 60-minute chart. So I'll pull this up on the 3, I guess. Is that really a triple top? Let's go in here. Yeah, on the daily, there you go. There's your daily, there's your triple top. I would actually venture to say it's even a little bit more bearish than that, but until you lose the 50 here, where's your follow through? Because yeah, you've also held support. It plays in both directions. It looks bearish right now, but your risk is tight risk. Your risk to reward is better, I suppose, like shorting it to there, because you've also got the overhead of the all-time high to go with you. But I would also venture to say you could just easily hold on to the 50-period moving average, and then if that happens, then you go for a breakout of the top with the 50 as your stop. You can always look at this in multiple ways. I do lean a little bit bearish right now, so I'm kind of with you on it, but you can trust me, you can read a chart in both directions. I think the important thing is, do you have a plan of action for your trade? Like, where would your out be if you're looking for that short? I'm just going to go back on over to DJT because it seems like it's trying to catch a bit of a bid. It's moving. No question about it. The inauguration is on Monday. Remember, the market is closed on Monday for MLK Day. So, enjoy your weekend. And certainly, I think there's going to be some fireworks. I feel like it would be more exciting if the market and this was all open so we could trade during the inauguration.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's like a yes and a no situation. Like, I don't expect anything to happen. I mean, if he's like sitting there in his inauguration, like talking about all of his policies, I mean, yeah, I guess so. I guess you never know.
You
but Blue Ocean and all that, I mean, I'm guessing that some of that stuff will be open.
I don't know Blue Ocean's rule. Like, I don't think, because Blue Ocean, it's like an overnight market. I don't think that they do holidays, but I'd have to double check. I can maybe, I'll just ask.
I mean, anybody out there traded on Blue Ocean? Well, yeah, we can also ask our.
There's a guy who trades with Real Trading,
right, exactly.
Who was like he trades Blue Ocean more than anybody at Real Trading, to my knowledge. And I'm just gonna message him right now, and then hopefully he's watching the show, and you know who you are, and you can just answer me.
And then he'll know if there's some trade there. Okay. All right, let's start going over some names there in the chat. What's up, Barcott? Asking me about Oracle. I own Oracle. I like Oracle. Oracle's had a little bit of news here coming with TikTok and whatnot. So, Barcott, what do we think about Oracle? Bullish reversal from the downtrend? Question mark. All right, so let's have a quick look then at Oracle, and just to see, I'm not sure if you're talking about a daily chart or what here with ORCL, but again, a name that I like. Okay, maybe you are talking about this. Wow. See, Like I mean, look at Google doing absolutely nothing, like literally, and then here's a name right here. And thanks for pulling, like, look at Google, crazy, doing nothing. And then we had Oracle was actually trending this way. So great look if you're talking about this.
That's not good.
I wouldn't say there's any reason to reverse this. If you're going to reverse long, I would say right here, 161, but it's also been getting hit on the daily chart as well. So yes, I would say where's the 200 period? Yes.
Oh my goodness.
A good little look there on this one. I haven't bought this name since 100 and 100 and change, but good levels there. Obviously up to 195. There's been some blowout tops recently in the stock market. You've seen Apple with a nice move down. That looks something similar. There's actually nothing wrong with Oracle. But again, watch out for the data centers. If TikTok's one of their bigger clients, if they do wind up getting shut down, they hold the US side of things there, the hosting side. So there could be some sort of a push and pull on that news. But I really like it down into 150. Whenever the 200 period kind of matches with past support, turning now into past resistance, which would now turn into support, I like that trade. So I think that's a great look. Yeah, Oracle, exactly. These are the kind of things like where you want to have dry powder for. You know, I feel like another name there, I have Disney up here, was looking at that. That's getting close to 200 period, but not really. Palantir was nowhere near the 200 period, but I feel like there's like foam just coming off of some of these names, like a beer, where it just gets taken right off the top. So it got really excited, really sort of juiced up there on the NASDAQ inclusion to the symbol change from NASDAQ, from New York over to NASDAQ, same symbol, but nice move to the upside there, bouncing off 50 period. Palantir, I still think has room to go up 4% as well. So I like Palantir. Oracle looks a little bit better because that move just looks like it's just starting.
I'm surprised it's P's where it is.
That Rigetti's coming back down a little bit here, by the way.
Even after that drop, Oracle's trades at 39 times.
Oh, it's expensive now.
Yeah, but the forward PE is 23.
Right.
So I'd wait till
cheap.
I'd wait till after earnings. The forward PE is good, which just basically means if it falls into earnings and they meet expectations, that should be really good. Right, so I like that about Oracle. I'm surprised it trades at 39 times after dropping 30% off the top. It still trades 39 times. So yeah, I wait till after earnings. Although my trade doesn't have an earnings date for them. It's literally blank. So I'm not sure when they report. So I'm back into DJT because that's trying to move around here. So it popped, broke 40, got to 40.13. Came back underneath, broke 40 downside, went short underneath 40, stop at the prior high, and we'll see what DJT can do. Mara's not moving anymore. Bitcoin, just to show you guys. Yeah, for the fact that we're so strong all day, I mean, this is IBIT. It's still sideways. Like, this is incredibly tiny. Since in the last 20 minutes, you've got a 15-cent range on IBIT. Really not a lot happening, and this is where the volatility was for sure. So maybe we get one more leg down here on DJT. Keeping in mind that this 39.6, like down here is a bit of a double bottom going the last couple of days. I think it's a last salvo for DJT, but we'll give it one more shot to see how far this one can fall. If there's something else moving, you guys let us know. Tesla, Edwin says, is pulling back into 433. So we'll have a quick look at Tesla.
There goes Rigetti.
Double bottom. Well, it's pulling into VWAP here for Tesla. The market's not doing much. Tesla still looks pretty strong. I don't know.
So I would be exiting Rigetti. I got out there. It does break through $10. It breaks $9.90 there. We get out at $9.89. It does break down. Could bounce off this level, but there goes Rigetti to the downside. So we had talked about that. We tried to look at something that was potentially moving, but the shelf breaks again there on Rigetti, and we're out. Like, not worth it here, putting a good week or a good day down the drains on something like that. And I was just going to show you guys, we already talked about this, that bottom from the 15th, I don't want to hold through that for sure, but if you're still in this, that's 970 there on RGTI would be a level for me to look at. 990 right now. I didn't pay for shorts. I could go in there and buy them right now, but I'm not going to. I would think short rather than long, especially if we break that 970. That could be a great trade going short there on RGTI. We can have a quick look to see if QBTS is maybe doing something there as well. I would feel like that was a Rigetti specific break. Yeah, see, so nothing going on there. Just a technical break. It broke through $10. A lot of traders like myself probably over there. So we are. What's up, Jonathan Robinson here? Good name there. Yeah, Sean, it's over. Let it go. Yeah. We're done. We're done, Rigetti. It did break down. Look, if this was any other day, like not heading into a Friday, it is Friday, not heading into a weekend, I think that we would be more inclined to maybe look at this thing again. The volume's here. There's a lot of volume since we started looking at it, right? The volume's definitely up, some nice big spikes, but at the end of the day, let's get away from it. I agree with you, Jonathan. There is not much happening there right now. We could look at Rivian. Let's check out Tesla. That did have that move down still right now. Okay, so still trying to go. All right, are the futures finally giving something up right now? Look at Tesla. We just go over to it, and now
it's just Tesla.
Is it just Tesla?
Well, the Nasdaq's not doing much.
Yeah, I was going to say because Google's not doing anything. Tesla right now giving it up. Look at this break right there, 431.
Yuck.
Tesla's pretty yucky right now.
Almost as bad
I feel
as
like
Red Cat.
child saying that pretty yucky, but 435. That's $5 in 10 minutes.
I'd prefer if my daughter would say things like yucky.
Really?
You know when they go past that age and now like she'll actually say things like
disgusting?
Yeah, she'll say disgusting.
Yeah, that's it.
But for a casual, I don't like this.
Right.
When kids casually don't like something, they say yucky. Now she'll be like, she kind of just doesn't like the way some chili tastes that we made, and she'll be like, it's disgusting. I'm like,
yeah, we don't allow that.
I'm like, you literally no. I'd be like, color. You don't think you're literally
Right.
eating it right now. If it was disgusting, there'd be something wrong with it, and you wouldn't be eating it. Do not call it disgusting. And then I'm like, okay.
Well, when it comes to food, it's
down
like
that law.
everyone has different taste buds. That's what I'm trying to tell my kids. So it's like what you find disgusting, somebody else is like very lucky to have that food. You know, anyways. Yes.
And the other thing I'll do too is I'll just start eating food. Like, you're not going to have any dinner because Daddy loves this. I'll just eat it all.
All of a sudden, she's all about eating it.
No, the other play is, and this is, I know it's a little bit mean to say this.
Maybe we should go short.
Oh, you don't want to eat that? Okay, well, your next meal is also this. And that means you're eating it for breakfast if it's dinner. You put it in the fridge, you can have it for breakfast. And if you don't eat it for breakfast, you can have it for lunch tomorrow. If you don't eat it for lunch, you can have it for dinner tomorrow too. Sometimes that's how you got to roll. Let's go to the desk because apparently
Tomato. Yeah, Tesla breaking view up. Yeah, all right.
News?
We do a bit of a different take here on our sector segment. We're going to take a look here at some of these weaker names in the S&P 500, given the strength we've had across the market today. Starting with Eli Lilly, down about 3%, and there's a couple different catalysts floating around for this one. The reason I pulled up the daily chart, as you can see here, we actually bounced off pretty much the exact same level we bounced off on Tuesday. So the drop on Tuesday had to do with the fact that they lowered their guidance by 3%. They're still expecting 32% increase here on revenues year over year for fiscal 2024. But today we had a couple different catalysts, both of which came out this morning, which is basically when we've dropped this one, though, actually a positive one, FDA approving expanded use of the company's ulcerative colitis drug, now also being able to be used for Crohn's disease. Then also about 17 minutes later, CNBC basically reported or announced that Ozempic is going to be in the next round of Medicare drug price negotiations. That was unclear if this was a brand new announcement or just, I guess, regurgitating an old headline. But regardless, Ozempic should be on watch here with that price negotiations here for Medicare drug pricing. Also, the other thing with LLY has to do with Novo Nordisk. Novo actually reported weaker than expected results here for one of its trials for its semaglutide drug, weaker than those of Eli Lilly. So it'd actually maybe be a bullish catalyst for Eli Lilly. Regardless, I saw a couple people asking about why this was down, so I wanted to kind of provide a lot of different catalysts here. Two other names that are weak on the day are both earnings name. State Street, recovering nicely from its lows, but still down about 2%. And last but not least, JB Hunt. State Street actually beat their earnings estimates. JB Hunt did not. JB Hunt missed here on earnings by about 7%. They had inline revenue, but their EPS was in fact a miss. Back to you guys.
Okay, thanks, Adara. Great talk there about different names. I don't know if we'd seen anything on Tesla recently. I'm just really small short here just because it's my party, and sometimes we'll cry if we want to, especially if we have food that we don't like, and that
makes it seem like I'm a tyrant. Every now and then.
I mean, I don't want to say that, no. All right, so we are a tyrant. I didn't even look at the chat, to be honest with you. I was just waiting to see what happens here with Tesla. I was going to give this up to 432 again. Might be unnecessary risk. I mean, we're short here at 430s. Okay. Like, I'm trying to trade names that are moving around here, and I don't necessarily, and people, this is why I don't even want to look at the chat either right now, because they're probably like, this guy's an idiot for shorting Tesla, and you might be right on that one, but let's just wait. So we'll take a little bit more, and then we're just going to play around with this name and just see what winds up happening. Short 430. Let me put a bid at 429.60s. That's where I noticed we were having some issues bouncing in and around on there on Tesla. VWAP is right there. That's kind of what we were trying to play with again, so we'll short it there. Watching out for 432, breaking higher above that, and we'll get out of there. But there it is. Okay, let's take a piece out now if we can, as we just got a little bit of a higher piece in there on Tesla. With no news, this is literally, it's not literally playing with fire, but I mean, why are we even doing this? We don't need to be in this name, but it's working out so far. We'll put another bid here at 430 flat, and then just like be lucky maybe to get out of this, as the momentum and the volume is right here, right now in TSLA, like really starting to pick up again. Dangerous because of the inauguration. We talked about him going to be sitting there with probably front and center there. A lot of the big CEOs are going to be there on Monday, so I wouldn't hold a short into the weekend especially on a Tesla, but for right now, let's see what happens. There's only 25 minutes left in the day. So
yeah, and just to answer a question,
it's worth having some fun here.
Ostentatious Productions. What happened to FTAI? A couple of days ago, there was that short seller report, and it looks like there's a little bit of continuation. So my rule of thumb.
Watch out now, Tesla.
Yeah, my rule of thumb on these short seller reports is, if it holds one low, let it do it twice, right? So like it held yesterday, where you can hold the higher close, and then today it tried to. Had it closed above, I'd have been looking for a breakout long or support long on Monday. But that's not what's happening. It's just continuing to break down. You got to let these things settle down after the short seller report. I was like driving home from physio and I was listening to Kramer, and I'm pretty sure he said to buy. This was still a buy.
Buy which one?
It's FTAI.
Oh,
I think so. Whatever. I had the radio going, but you let it settle down after these short seller reports. Oftentimes, yes, they're already in, and that's their exit liquidity. It doesn't mean it's not going to drop further. Let it show you support first. It was trying to do it yesterday. Clearly, no follow through until it can hold something for 2 days in a row. I think you gotta just stay away from it. Yeah, and it's like, and there's great opportunities. I keep saying the one time that Square had a short seller report, and it just held for a couple of days, and it was just an easy long after that, because clearly nobody wanted to continue selling it and didn't buy it, and it was a great long. DJT still going a little sideways off this 40 level. What else we got going? It's just not that much moving. The futures are trying to bounce higher.
That's what I'm trying to be here.
I went over to that BT, what was it, BTBC? No.
BT... Yes.
BTCT. And even this, like you just, like it would have been fun for this to continue going. It was so strong, it got to almost $10 and just a complete reversion. I mean, obviously, in hindsight, could have paid for some shorts, but did not do so. And you're right back into 8. So I'm not really seeing any love for this name. I'm just going to stick with DJT and see if it can't break out the bottom here. But if we go down a third time and hold this low, should probably just get out. If this is the range, it's the range. But the last time it held this range, it did roll over. So I want to give it a chance to do that for sure. Kurt Hutchins, there was a Tesla battery fire on Moss Landing in Monterey.
Here's a Tesla trading hard. Stock may be rising ahead of President-elect Trump's upcoming inauguration.
That
was just what I just saw right now. I don't know. I'm trying to do something, like trying to just... Okay. Just trying to trade a little bit of this name. It looks like it just did hold. I don't know if it's going to... man, we just took it out there above 432 there. And then it goes right back up to the upside now. Oh, that's too bad. Or to the downside, sorry. We'll try it through one more time if we're able to get something in and around 432. One more short. Well, we're short right now, but not at a great price. We will try it. Again... But you know what? Into the inauguration, that could be we just said that could definitely be a good little bump there for them. All right.
Also,
we're going to stop out at 4.
I want to thank, because in the chat earlier, people were asking about Red Cat. I was like, what's going on with Red Cat? I must have missed this story, which happens. I mean, you track the things that we track our watch list, but you can't necessarily get every story. That's why we really lean on Brendan oftentimes and Dara, who does a fantastic job with the news, because it's impossible even though I have Benzinga up, I listen to news. It's just you'll miss things. So there was a short seller report on RCAT, I'm assuming yesterday, and just follow through today. So I mean, for RCAT, same thing as we just said about FTAI. Let it settle, because it's clearly still bleeding, and it's on a monster trend. It's a 50-period moving average. They can let it maybe break this down and then just see where it can settle down. Clearly made of a different type of name than FTAI here, so I think there's a little bit more risk inherently for sure. So yeah, just be careful with that red cap. But short seller report, I must have missed that story. Well, not like I'm trading it or anything, but look at it continue to bleed. This was a great continuation play. Obi would have been, I bet you Obi would see this and be like, what? That's a play he likes. You get a short seller report or a massive news story or earnings, day two, simple continuation play. Like whatever direction it went, does it break down and break out in the other direction? That's exactly why I was so upset about Morgan Stanley this morning, because we really liked the earnings for the banks in general. And you saw like the Goldman Sachs earnings, Morgan Stanley earnings, and then the consolidation break out the highs on Morgan. And it was perfect plan. Like it does the dip, because that's what the banks do. They do the dip, and you get the VWAP hold, and you get the breakout. But we had some, like I said, I couldn't quote the stock this morning properly. So there goes DJT. Obviously not as good as it was at 41. That'll be flat trade now because we did get some out, but I was holding for that flush to look like it would happen again. 338. I don't know if we'll see anything else that looks good. Yeah, DJT might have made that bottom. It's not just yesterday. It also had the same bottom on Wednesday, right in here at 39.60. So it looks like it's made a bit of a temporary bottom here on DJT. I don't think I'll be shorting it anymore. Let's give a quick look at the early look imbalances for you guys.
We do have, let's go with we'll talk about eSignal just real quick, and then we'll get over to that. We are still trying to manage with this position, our friendly position here with Tesla, but eSignal, trade smarter, not harder. Neil was just talking about, making sure that you have the right quotes and being stable and a good system. Well, eSignal gives you that. Get down, Tesla. eSignal gives you that and more. Infinite data, instant trading, know where the market is moving before others with lightning fast data, better back testing and scanning. I mean, honestly, charts that change the game, completely customizable, every single thing, tick charts, bar charts, anything you're looking for, seconds data, it's all right there. And it's completely customizable, as is your trading portfolios, depending on what you're trading these days. Okay, here comes Tesla back down in. After all of that, if we get out right now, we'll be flat on the stock. But we want to try to make a little bit of money here, and let's see if it goes downside now, even just a little bit more. Just too many ins and outs there on Tesla all the way up. We should have just given it a little bit more love. We were trying to, again, we should have waited for the 50 period and then we wouldn't have been short here. But I tried to trust VWAP. We talked about how much we love that angle, but unfortunately, it did rip up for us. Okay, here we go. When there's a lot of volume though, there we go. You do get outside, we just got 80s. You do get outsized moves. So right now, it is $2 in the money, but it's not a huge trade for me because we just got some out, thankfully, hoping that we were able to get flat. So if this continues to tank from there, we just took some out at 430 again. Hopefully we do get a downside move now short. Tesla 432 and change, but a lot of shots taken up there. So not a stock where I'm super proud of the executions. I'm proud to be able to hold it. But at the end of the day, too many shots up there, but we're there. We did take it. We were pretty responsible not taking too many shots there with Google, even though we were long, and that's starting to go back up to the upside right now. Watch out for a 200 period break. It's 340 already. So
I was just looking up the imbalances.
Yeah, I think we should start to get out.
It's a third Friday. There's nothing big
I'm gonna get
expected at
more
the close that I'm looking at here. Yeah, all that stuff's for next week. There's a couple of deletions next week. No, there's nothing crazy expected on the imbalances today. The early look has got, oddly enough, you can't write it up. How many times is Enbridge going to get mentioned today? Enbridge is the #1 early look imbalance of a sell, but much like the Canadian banks, Enbridge is dual listed. So it's in the primary listings in Toronto. So it doesn't really matter what it comes out in New York, because it could be 2.2 million to sell here, and it could be a big buy over in Canada or here in the Toronto Stock Exchange. MDU's there for an early look at 1.7. This is the one that might be interesting. Boeing. Early look of 1.4 million to the sell side on Boeing. So I'm probably just going to throw this one up on a side chart just in case. I mean, you never really know if it's going to come out as a big buy. Looks like it's a sell, then comes out a big buy. Who knows? But it's at VWAP as we speak. So if there is a play off VWAP, there might be something going on Boeing. I really didn't mean that pun. Jaspreet Singh, can you please look at RIME? Algorithmic Holdings penny stock. So it's not, I mean, it's kind of moving. I can tell you there is 1 million shares at 4 cents, but I can also tell you that it's a 4 cent stock, so that's really not that much size. It's done 140 million, which is, that's like on that, I think it's pretty good, but what was the other one the other day? It was,
What was this? Rigetti was doing tons of volume?
That penny stock that did 700-800 million last week. It's just, if you're under 10 cents, if you're under 10 cents, V something.
What?
XTIA?
I don't know.
It might have been
reverse
XTIA.
split, remember?
But what I'm sort of getting at is, if it's literally under 10 cents, by the end of the day, you want 300, 400, 500 million is good volume.
Tesla.
Like we've seen that before. So it's a little bit light on volume. There's some decent bid support at 4, but the daily chart looks absolutely awful, and I wouldn't touch this with a 10-foot pole. Penny stocks, you can join when they start going early.
XTIA.
Otherwise, trying to pick a bottom on a penny stock is only okay if you have some really good inside information somehow, because it's down here and look, the daily chart looks like this for a reason, usually. So trying to pick a bottom is no good. Taking a local breakout or something, if you come to my chart for a second, like getting involved when it starts going and taking longs here or here, that's reasonable on a penny stock in my mind. But the whole just gamble that you've made the low, yeah, everyone's done it at least once in their life, and it usually doesn't end up well.
So we don't have people asking us for imbalances. They don't come out till 3:50. The only ones that are live right now are the NYSE ones. So that's the only ones that we can give to you right now. Someone's asking about Rigetti and stuff like that. We don't have those. All right, so I took another piece out here at 4:30. It's $2 in the money. I'm bidding 429.50, which is basically the low. Well, we got down to 429, but we haven't gotten any better bids than that right now. I think our best bid is 429. We do have a 429. We have 429.83s is our best fill. So I don't know why it keeps on holding this level other than 430, which kind of makes sense. If you're going to talk about options and everything like that, a strike price. We talked about pinning to a price right there. 430 could be one of those levels. So we'll watch out to see if Tesla can give it up or not. It looks like it wants to bounce again. I might just I'll take one more piece out. Let me take a piece out there. We'll still, again, I'm back in the bid in the 30s. I don't know. I only have now 15% left of this position, which is why I'm trying to hold on for said bigger move. If it goes back up, it goes back up. We'll get stopped out at 433, which is that top, and we'll wait to see if imbalances come on Tesla. You don't want to be the wrong way. That's why that stop is in there, because if it comes a buy imbalance, bang, the stock will take off like crazy. I hope everyone enjoys their Martin Luther King Jr. Day as we keep on talking about inauguration, but obviously a much more important day in the fact that it's MLK. So, hopefully everyone has a safe one there. And I don't know, we don't have it in Canada, so I don't know if spend it with family. I don't know how that all works, but be safe and enjoy the day there. And we'll be back on Tuesday, Rise and Shine at 8:30 with hopefully some more excitement than what we've been seeing right now.
Oh, there'll be excitement. One way or another. Energy could be interesting. Obviously, Tesla, anything Elon related. There's going to be some fire next week. Remember, we had the banks as we were getting into earnings season. Bitcoin, come on, 110 over the weekend. I'd be like,
for sure.
I'd love to see that happen. I think Bitcoin could easily make a big power move. There was a question in the chat. Please look at KSS, Kohl's. I'm going to use a weekly chart for this one. It's got I understand it's got a 40% short float. So anytime something has a ridiculously large short float, you start thinking about opportunities. And yes, it is almost at the COVID lows. So I can see a lot of reason why a bounce off the COVID lows plus a 40% short float could be good. But like we were just saying about a penny stock, why not let it start going? No shorts are scared until it starts breaking out. Like when it starts doing this, not just getting above the 50, but then see that wall here when it gets to the 50, and that was at 29.60. No shorts are scared till not even breaking 30, but breaking that high underneath it. Because they're like, well, even if that breaks, we got this. And the stock is going under. So that's how the big hedge funds are probably thinking. So why try to catch a bottom let it revert, let it break resistance, and then you can go squeezing. It's just otherwise you just end up getting murked as it just bleeds lower and lower and lower. So no change on the early look imbalances. I just double checked Intel. We forgot about Intel. It actually was really good
broke again
this afternoon off VWAP. Really good. Fail. I'm slapping the fail for stopping trading Intel in the middle of the day because it held VWAP twice. It's only 21.15 to 21.50, but that's 1.5% on Intel. And with that speculation that there could be an acquisition, that's about it. Who would buy them? I don't know. The previous rumor was Qualcomm. I don't know if that's going to be legitimate, but 9% to the upside and closing well. She's selling?
No, I was saying I was going to try to phone Kathy Wood because someone's buying Tesla at 4:30 and they're not letting it go. You might have heard me. I kind of sounded like Elsa there. I was trying to say let it go, let it go. But at the end of the day, downside move happening there. We do get that 429.50 level. So thankfully, there was a little bit of let it go action there on Tesla. So we did get that fill. So yes, sir, we'll props it up for that one. As patience right now, giving a $2.50 winner for Tesla as we'll hold it, man. We'll see what happens. I'm now bidding 428 flat. So let's get a break there as we are now 2 minutes away from the imbalances. If these come Redsville, man, oh boy, well, we should be able to see something here. So 428 flat. I mean, you know what? Let's bid 429. Let's go 429.05, and then we'll wait to see if we get a 428 after that. Maybe we get a flush. Maybe we get a rip. At the end of the day, I'm going to give it to 433. 250 in the money. Let's give it back 90 cents. We only have now about 12% left.
You know what makes sense?
Yeah.
4:30, it's Friday. It's just got to be an options thing. That's why.
That's what I was saying. It was pegged to 4:30.
It's so
like it's just going at these levels. So
which can be,
I'm fine with that.
Be a good sign if it breaks away in the last 10 minutes. Remember, companies don't do buybacks in the last 10 minutes. And when that happens on the Mag 7, oftentimes you can get bleeding in some of the bigger names.
You also can't buy back this close to earnings.
Well, that's the other side of it. But when do they report?
I don't know.
But
that's just for all the stocks, like Apples and all that kind of stuff.
They're the 29th.
Yeah, and it's a big. The other thing too is it's also big that how expensive it's become now to borrow money and things like that. So the buybacks right now might not be coming as fast and furious with some of these big corporations.
See Apple.
Yeah, like so we'll see what happens on these reports coming through now. Only 15. Right, it's 4.9.
You wouldn't
45 seconds.
Yeah, like you wouldn't see drops like we saw in Apple yesterday if the company was buying back.
Right, exactly.
It flat out wouldn't happen because they would have averted that
right
move,
back.
no problems whatsoever. 30 seconds to go till the imbalances. We'll see what happens here. Yeah, of course. After market, we're gonna have Andrew Rader joining us. So myself will have Adara. She was at the desk, for sure. Well, traders are going to stay late. We'll have Andrew Rader come in. Always a lot of fun when we have him on the show. So about 10 seconds to go for these imbalances. I have Boeing up. It's an early look, 1.3 million to the sell side. Can't remember the last time we saw Boeing on this board, to be honest with you. So let's see if it can come out a little bit bigger than that. But we'll let you know in a second. Here we go. Cisco 1.8, that's the biggest thing. So Cisco 1.8 million to the sell side, Plug 1.4 to the buy, Tilray's a buy, but that's a $1 stock. That's 1 million on Tilray. Where is like anything big? Dave & Buster's is $1 million to sell.
Take a bid on Tesla.
PayPal, is there any like no big cap tech names? I don't see any.
I mean, I see PayPal. I see Microsoft is right there as a small sell, 700,000 shares. That was right there for Softy. So Softy's actually at 432. Wow. Tesla and Softy are exactly the same price, both at 430. So you do see a little bit of a gap down there. But right now, man, we are now $3 in the money. We just took another bid on Tesla right there. What's up, Adara?
We do have WBA pushing lower here. The U.S. Justice Department here, as reported by Reuters, saying that it files a nationwide lawsuit alleging that Walgreens knowingly filled millions of prescriptions without a legitimate medical purpose. Sorry, so I guess basically just accusing Walgreens of flagrantly filing some prescriptions here, guys. Keep an eye on WBA. Getting a little bit of a bounce right now, though, actually. Back to you.
to us right now, $3. We're trying to get that bid right now on Tesla. We're bidding 429 flat, well, 429.05. Maybe we can get that fill right there, and then that will put us in the money, $3.05. Hopefully it comes in. It just touched 429, but we're there at 429.05. Just want to give an update. That'll be my last trade. We are now getting lighter and lighter on this name, so still about that 12% in. So if we get this fill, we'll be down to about 10, and then we'll wait to see what happens after that, and we'll bid a little bit lower, 428 flat. Come on, just push the button, Kathy. Get out of some more. There it is. All right, 429.05. Yes, sir. It is a hot dog cannon right there. $3 to end the day here on Tesla, putting that name green for us. There it goes. Nice move on Tesla. Of course, we're green on it. I mean, we're green on it right now. It's the only trade we've made all day. We went over there, found a name with volume, and oh boy, are we ringing this one up right now. Tesla, nice move down. I'm going to take one more piece at 4 right now. The imbalances could do anything at any time. So we'll take some more outs at 429 if we're able to. There it is. And now we'll wait for 428. And oh boy, good way to end the day.
Great way to end the day. Hopefully Tesla only goes down for the next 5 minutes.
Yes.
And then catches a big bid next week because we kind of want it to go up. We all own in our long-term accounts, everybody. Well, most people, I'm sure, own it in their long-term accounts.
If you own the NASDAQ, if you own the S&P 500.
That's sort of what I'm getting at. Everyone that's like, oh, I don't own this or that. My wife was like, she doesn't like Elon that much. I'm like, yeah? Well, you better believe you own Tesla stock anyways, because it's in everything, everybody. But it looks like a little bit of a nothing on these imbalances. I checked some of these bigger names, like MDU has an imbalance and CSX, but they're not really moving too much. So I'd say disappointment when it comes to the over 1 million names. Even Cisco here, that's a decent size, 1.6 million. It's only done 15 million on the day. But as we get into 355, it's already starting to revert back in. So no big bleed. I think the algos got the best of that one. It was already at the lows. Cisco definitely looking a little bit weak. Just going to double back over to DJT. This was moving. Looks like I got the worst, okay, maybe not the worst possible stop out because it went another 20 cents higher, but it did come right back to the 40 level. So DJT, barring an abject miracle in the next 6 minutes here, is going to close in the red. All of that said, on the daily chart, which I did not show everybody, it still looks pretty bullish with this consolidation above 39 on the daily chart. As long as it doesn't lose 39, I think it's got a better chance of a rally next week. But if we drop down underneath that 39 level, it's going to be a sell the news type of event there on DJT. Boeing was supposed to come out of sell. That was a big nothing burger. It did not come out of sell and just broke VWAP. Right. So I feel like there's every now and then, if a stock is random, there's no index action and there's no reason it's doing it, you can maybe fade the early look if it sets up a trade, because you could have had this off VWAP with a stop there. And if it doesn't come out of sell, you're good. And if it does, you already have a stop and you're risking 15 cents. But that's more of a theory than anything else. Neil, putting any minor retracement plays on the radar? Like Bitcoin miners? Like Mara? I think Mara
has a chance.
Well, no. Actually, based on what happened with Mara at the end of the day today, I don't like Mara. We went long in the morning on Mara, but I really, really don't like what I saw today. We were showing you Bitcoin doing nothing. Mara was consolidating off the top for what I thought was going to be another leg up, and instead it just flushed. Like, you had a $1 drop. It dropped 5% when IBIT did, like, for most of the move, IBIT did this. Again, now we'll pull back further, but for the most of that move, you barely had a pullback in Bitcoin, and the thing dumped. It just tells me the miners are still relatively weak. Oh, it's 355. I just realized I didn't actually set up over.
By the way, Tesla's Tank City right now. Let's props it up right now. $5 in the money right now for Tesla. And there she goes, ladies and gentlemen. We did it, everybody.
Another one.
It's another one, but props it up to everybody. There it is, OBA all, $5 now on Tesla as we get into the downside right there. Congratulations, CompuCare team. Just told me he's short 438 right there, 100 shares. Wow, what a great. Well, off that break, I mean, it's a great look again.
Break, yeah.
We should have had that. But oh boy, there it is, man. Let's go, man. Get into the gates of hell. And as Neil said, we like Tesla. But for today, bing bong, it's another one there. Nice move down for Tesla. We stayed with it, and there it goes. It must have turned into a little bit of a sell because I was just chilling out, and all of a sudden it tanked into that. But again,
IBIT.
IBIT? Yeah, IBIT with a sell there. That's okay. I think Bitcoin would be fine, 104 and change. We did not get into IBIT earlier today, but Cisco's right in there as well with a little bit of
Good one. I'm going to go make sure that...
Go get prepared. I mean, it's still a long time, 4 minutes. So go get ready to get locked and loaded. We'll take it in from here. Okay. Hope everyone has a fantastic weekend. The trading is what it is right now. Let's go over to Adara, and then we'll wrap this up. What's up, babe?
Actually, just have some more context here on that DALDKNG story. Delta literally just made a new day's low, but is bouncing right now. So basically, we had this report earlier about Delta and DraftKings with some in-flight gambling. I have some more details. So Richard Blumenthal, who is a senator from Connecticut, has basically said that he's calling for Delta Airlines and DraftKings to end their in-flight gaming partnership. Apparently, there is a 1962 law that specifically bans gambling from commercial flights. And he's saying, much like what Sean was saying earlier when we talked about this, that it's basically promoting high-risk behavior in the air. So there's a little bit more detail. Apparently, there is a very specific law that Delta and DraftKings are apparently violating by allowing in-air gambling, guys. Back to you.
I mean, I don't want to, I just thought about that. I didn't realize that there was an actual possible rule or legislation against something like that. I think at this day and age, with, as we said, our phones and everything, it's probably okay. But interesting to hear that. Thanks, Adara, for that one. We're now $6 in the money here to end on Tesla. We're going to see if we can get that bid. We are bidding 426. I was not thinking this much of a drop here in TSLA, but man, did we do it. And we've done it pretty good now. I actually, now that it's, should I wait for it? Okay, a punch. There we go. A punch a little bit out there. We punched out some 40s. Now we'll just wait. So we just got out of 40s. We have a very, very small piece left, down into like that 2 or 3%. All of these outs, we told you we had about, what was it, about 20% left, and then we were into 15, and then 12s. Now we have just a small piece left. As we get more outs here for a big win at the end of the day, Tesla going to be a nice green stock for me there, all said and done. But again, too many outs. I even commented about how sloppy that was there, so don't feel the greatest about how we traded that. We should have made a heck of a lot more money. Rigetti is... not doing well. We talked about where we should have got out, and we did. So that was a good play for us on RGTI. What's up, Adara?
Keep an eye on Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae. We're now seeing, apparently we know that basically the case here for these by Bill Ackman was that Donald Trump is likely to end the Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac conservatorships. Now apparently that we have reports that Scott Bessent, who is Trump's treasury pick, apparently he told at least one lawmaker in the Senate that ending the Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac conservatorships is not a priority. So that could very much change the ongoing sentiment for FMCC and FNMA. Back to you.
On the pink sheets right there, we were looking at this earlier. It's only going up today, so up 30%. Again, on news that's not happening. So, okay. Nice move there for Fannie and Freddie. Continues to go higher and higher right there. We had identified that with Jeff Mendel a little while ago. Fannie and Freddie still doing that damn thing right there. Nice move to the upside. I'm going to cancel my stop on Tesla. We don't have too much time left to go right now, but thanks for all of that there with the Fannie and Freddie love. All right, there goes Tesla. Still that 420. So that's the wrong chart right there. There goes Tesla back down into 426 and change. Of course, we are short up top at 432. So with only 10 seconds left, let's go back over to the countdown, go over to Adara and see what she's up to. Oh, a little dancing action here on a Friday. All right, 5, 4, only 5 seconds left, and then we are done. 3, 2, 1. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are still in this position with Tesla. We'll get out of it very, very soon. Let's see if we do get a little bit of a flush back in here. Let's put a bid down in and around 426. Maybe we'll get a flush. Maybe we don't. Good trade there for us to end the day. Look, thank you so much. We have Raider Trader coming. It's 4. There we go. It's 4 o'clock. We just got filled there on Tesla. $7. Wait a minute. 432 to 426. $6 there at the end of the day on Tesla, so a good win for us. Put that nicely into the green. It was a good day. We'll wait to see what can happen on Monday there. Good job there on Fannie and Freddie. Anybody that's had that, I know some of the traders in there behind us have been talking about Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. I tried to buy that thing at $4 or $5, but realized I couldn't put it into any registered account. So that kind of sucked. And then I got lazy about it and didn't do anything after that. So, all right, Fannie and Freddie continues to go. Tesla continues to go. What was a very, very exciting week. NASDAQ holds bid up 1%. All right, for me, I'm out of here. For everybody else, they'll wrap it up. But let's thanks Neil for a great show. Thanks to Dara for everything else. And thanks to Bears vs. Bulls and Ramin switching all day. That's a tough job for sure. So we'll say bye to everybody and have a great weekend. I'll see everybody on Tuesday. Happy MLK Day.
Yes, thank you very much, Sean. And now that it's gone $7 down, Tesla, can you please just stop going down so we can get a rally next week? All right? Yes. Come on. I want two things. No, I want one thing this weekend. Well, two. I want everyone to have a fantastic weekend. I want the Bills to win. That's what it's all about there. But Tesla's up 3%. So I know like it was dropping it like it's hot for most of the afternoon. Well, the late afternoon, I should say. Still going to be up 3 points. And this is after, sort of a little bit of a rough go of it lately. So going into the weekend, or the long weekend, I should say, you are still going out on a little bit of strength here. I know it doesn't feel that way sometimes when you drop like this. And I just saw in the chat, for those asking, the Piper, what is MLK Day? It's Martin Luther King Jr. Day in the United States. It's an observed market holiday. So the U.S. markets will not be open on Monday, and as such, we won't have a show on Monday. You can always check out the inauguration. We're going to have some stuff we're dropping on socials, and you can check out some of our shorts as well. So do enjoy that for sure. Smokey Love says Houston will win. I hope they do, so we don't have to face the Chiefs. But what a day in the overall market. And really, a lot of it has to do with Adara, Bitcoin.
Yeah.
We finally have broken away from 100K. And we got to 106 today, 106,000. A little bit of a late day pullback here when you track, if I'm looking here at IBIT, a little bit of a late day pullback, losing VWAP, but still a very, very strong day to the upside. And can't really hate on it. MSTR was a good one. I didn't actually trade MSTR today. Did you look? I
looked at MSTR, did not trade MSTR today. But yeah, that was like that move. I tried to get in 385s. A little too powerful. Alas, I tried 385s and then I tried 387, risking to 385s. That actually would have been a really solid level. So I stand by that. I think my issue this whole week, because I had a really strong start to the week. Actually, my best trade of the week, and honestly, probably for like a long time, was MSTR long on Monday morning on the open.